Hello, my friends. And after yesterday's good news about strikes on Russian territory, today brings more bad news. So the occupiers have managed to advance significantly. So today's frontline overview starts with the Pokrovsk direction. Here, after long battles, the occupiers have made progress in the Novoooleksandrivka area, and this is very concerning. Their advance is 1 kilometer 700 meters, and now they are gradually encircling the village. After capturing the village, they will move toward the very important Pokrovsk-Kostiantynivka highway, which is now 8.5 kilometers away. Moreover, they have advanced in the Sokil area where daily battles have been recorded. Here, their advance is 1 kilometer 150 meters, bringing them closer to the outskirts of the village and consequently Yevhenivka. The situation around the village of Progress has also worsened. The Russian controlled territory around the highway has increased. Near Umansk, the Russians have made two advance, adding another 600 meters. Additionally, there is a significant advancement in the Kharkiv area. The occupiers have moved another 2 kilometers 300 meters from Netailova, and now the front line runs along the water barrier. Whether they will reach and capture Kharkiv remains uncertain, but from the farthest front line to the outskirts of the settlement is only 1 kilometer. As we can see in the Pokrovsk direction, there is daily progress meter by meter with heavy losses, but there is still advancement. Therefore, as mentioned earlier, due to the destruction towards the Kharkiv direction, the Russians might attempt another breakthrough here, so it's crucial to pay maximum attention to this direction. In the Kurakhove, there are no changes yet, although the Russians continue their attacks on the northern part of Krasnohorivka and the village of Paraskoviivka. However, the front line hasn't changed over the past day. Now, let's immediately return to the Kharkiv direction because the Russians are trying to divert all attention and forces of the Ukrainian Armed Forces. Here, our units have managed to hold their advance, and today attempts are being made to counterattack and push them back to Russian territory. Unfortunately, there are still no changes along the front line. However, the Russians have gathered reserves and have resumed attacks on Liptsi. We are currently waiting to see what they achieve this time. In the Vovchansk area, Russian offensive actions have also resumed. 6 assaults have already been recorded and the fighting continues. According to preliminary estimates, the Ukrainian Armed Forces have managed to kill or wound, which means some are still alive, a little over 500,000 occupiers. For Putin, 500,000 or even a million losses are insignificant. There would be still 139 million people left. Moreover, don't forget that Russia has added over a million people due to the occupied territories. It's reported that as of 2023, 2.2 million people have received Russian passports, and the projected population is at least 3.2 million people. Therefore, Putin calmly sacrifices 5,100 people while gaining a few million more from the captured territories. This is why the war continues, even such losses are still beneficial to them. Now, let's return to the situation along the front line. In the Kupiansk direction, the Russians are once again conducted offensive actions near Sinkivka. Several attacks have already failed, but the fighting continues. The Ukrainian Armed Forces are holding the defense. Meanwhile, shelling continues as before. In the Svatove area, The occupiers have resumed attacks on Stelmachivka and Berestove. However, the Ukrainian forces are also repelling all attacks here, and the Russians haven't achieved any new successes. In the Kreminna direction, the occupiers are still attempting to break through to Nevsky and the village of Terne, with ongoing battles in the forest near Kreminna. However, the situation remains under the control of the Ukrainian forces and the front line remains unchanged. In the Siversk area, activity has significantly increased again. Over the past 24 hours, there have been 24 assaults, with battles ongoing for Bilohorivka, Rozdolivka, Ivanodarivka, Verkhnyokamensky, and Vyimka. So it's clear that the enemy has thrown all their forces into breaking through. They urgently need to reach Siversk to move further towards Slovyansk. But the Ukrainian forces are holding the defense, and the front line has remained unchanged over the past day. In the Chasiv Yar direction, the occupiers continue to assault Kalinivka, Ivanivska, Klishivka, and the outskirts of Chasiv Yar. The situation is very tense. They are advancing both with equipment and individually to prevent the Ukrainian forces from destroying entire groups at once. However, the front line hasn't changed over the past day and the battles continue. In the Vuhledar direction, the occupiers have resumed attacks on Vadiane, while near Staromayorsky, offensive actions have ceased and the Russians have had no success. Therefore, the front line remains unchanged. In the Zaporizhzhia direction, attacks are again being recorded near Mala Tokmachka and of course, Robotine. However, the Ukrainian forces are holding their ground and continue to repel all attacks. The front line hasn't changed over the past day. Additionally, today Ivan Fedorov announced another batch of vehicles to be sent to the front for the Ukrainian forces.
Чергова партія 20 автівок, яку ми підготували для наших захисників на Запорізькому напрямку. Я впевнений, що це одна з найнагальніших потреб, завдяки якій ми зможемо забезпечити швидку доставку як особового складу, так і найнеобхідніших речей. Та, що є сьогодні вкрай важливим, швидку евакуацію. Тож продовжуємо допомагати та виборювати нашу перемогу.
In the Kherson direction. Attempts to push the Ukrainian forces out of the village of Krinky on the left bank continue unabated. Additionally, there are numerous shelling attacks on both Ukrainian forces positions and the right bank. However, these actions haven't led to changes along the front line, and the situation remains under the Ukrainian forces' control. Today, the overall situation with aviation looks quite promising. According to preliminary information, around 130 aircraft are needed to secure the skies over Ukraine and successfully target Russian military objectives. Currently, 95 aircraft are set to be delivered in the near future, with discussions ongoing about an additional 30 aircraft. So, to recap, the Netherlands has promised 24 fighter jets, Norway 22, and Denmark 19. Ukraine needs approximately 130 F-16s, so 35 more aircraft are needed. This means there will soon be more good news about the destruction of military targets both in Russia and in the occupied territories. And that's all from me. So please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest news. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.